Well, hopefully this is working and it's not quite as rough as last time. It's going to be a little bit bouncy unless I can find a better way of doing it, which I don't know if I'll be able to. Still trying to get all this stuff cut down at the same time too, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time sitting and not swathing. Here's where it starts getting pretty bad. Where the hail really went through and kind of hammered everything down up here. That's why we're not actually going all the way down there across there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sure what that was. Press there. Just a second. Back here quick. See if I can check something here. I'd like to kind of see how bouncy it actually is. Yeah, she's quite bouncy. Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's see if this works any better. No, I'm not seeing any. All right, let's get going again here. See if maybe it keeps working, hopefully. If I can stabilize him anymore. Yeah, this Swather doesn't exactly have awesome suspension. I don't think they were thinking about live streaming when they made it. I am able to see chat, kind of. I got to glance over and peek at it. But yeah, if things are working or if the camera moves, let me know, because I can't actually see the camera. Only thing I can really see is chat pulled up. Yeah, if you guys have any questions too, definitely ask away there, and I'll get to them when I see them. Yeah, like I said, I think this might be our roughest machine we have on the farm. Since all our tractors and combine and everything are definitely a little bit smoother of a ride. I figured we'd give this a shot though, just to kind of see if it does work. I haven't actually used the restream on my phone either, so it's kind of fun trying to figure that out. How's it going? Sorry, I can't really read your name. Yeah, we're just trying out some different stuff here. Let's see. Oh, Roland, how are you? Yeah, it's trying to get all this stuff swapped down, and that winter wheat that was just in the picture there when I was turning around on the end there, it's a couple more days off, so we got a few days before we start cutting again here. Hey, how's it going? Adam Gambit? I said I know I've seen your name before. Yeah, just trying to get all this triticale swathed down, and then we don't actually do the baling ourselves. It's we have a neighbor do it for us because we don't own a baler, so I'm fine with that. Balers are kind of tricky sometimes. Let me know if I'm talking too loud or anything too. Yeah, it's my first time doing a live stream on a Swather, so. Oh yeah, yeah. I figured we'd just try it and see if it works, anyways. It's like I was saying. I'm sorry it's so kind of bouncy and rough too. Say the Swather is not exactly the #1 suspension machine on the farm. Yeah, you guys can, I don't know if you can see it with all the bouncing and stuff going on here too, but there's a bunch of heads that are actually knocked down and on the ground. It'll get worse here the farther up we get too. That's just from the hail damage we had about 2 weeks ago as well. And then also, yeah, we tried spraying some of this stuff with that foliar blend and try to help it grow back again, but I don't think it really helped. Now we get a bunch of pivot tracks going across this way as well too. So every time we hit one of those, it's a nice little bump. Yeah, if I was in any of our other equipment too, I could just hold it with my hand, but yeah, you guys can't see it in camera, but I'm steering with one hand and then I've got the other hand on the joystick. No easy steer in this one. It's all do it yourself. So yeah, I'm glad it's relaxing. I kind of figure people would get seasick from watching it, so it's the other thing too. There's a ton of grasshoppers out here as well. They're all over the place this year. Yeah, it's a majority of the farm definitely got hailed on. I'd say probably 85 to 90% of the farm got quite a bit of hail. Some of it got zeroed out, and others of it isn't too bad. But yeah, definitely kind of shortened our harvest up some. Yeah, so I was going to say I just kind of threw this all together this morning, and yeah, not a. If I could find something that would kind of take the vibration out, I think would help quite a bit. Down here is where we got a lot less hail on it. So, yeah, hopefully all this winter wheat coming up here. I don't know if you guys can see it yet. Hopefully all that stuff's okay. But looks like it got a little bit of hail damage, but yeah, not as bad as other parts of the farm. And everything north of here got more damage than everything south. That's south that way. Got less damage. Nice. Oh yeah. Yeah. See if I can find like a cheap gimbal. I'm gonna dive in and do this edge here. It's a thing we're on the pivot ground too, so we got the pivot tracks we gotta deal with. Yeah, it's with those pivot tracks up there. We just got to make sure we're not kind of dragging too much dirt, or I'll start breaking our sickle sections on the actual header itself. Then we don't cut anything. It's super thin right here. Yeah, that's the thing. We probably have about 3,000 acres that actually ended up getting hit. So, except it was all pretty sad, anyways, just due to drought. I don't think this is going to get any better up here. It's all pretty bad. Yeah, not a fun year. We kind of had the same thing happen last year too. So it's like 2 years of drought in a row, and then 2 years of hail as well too. So yeah, no, part of the fun of farming. So I was almost trying to figure out if I could hook the drone up to my phone and stream off of that, because it does have a gimbal on it. Just have to like tie him somewhere in the cab here. Yeah, what's going on, Mac? How are you doing? Yeah, sorry for being so bouncy and stuff. It's not the best suspension in the old Swather here. Yeah, not really sure how the frame rate and everything's doing too. So say we're just obviously going off the cell phone. Yeah, pretty decent service here. So I don't know. I accidentally clicked on Mac's message there. Well, oh, you're just a second. See, keep accidentally hitting buttons here. Okay, there we go. I think I got everything set again. There we go. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit Mac's comment. Should be public again. The phone keeps trying to time out too, so got to figure every 10 minutes I got to kind of tap on the screen without hitting buttons. Yeah, so actually last time we grew Triticale, it ended up being almost 6 feet tall. Yeah, this stuff's like 2 feet tall. Maybe a little bit taller than that. But yeah, it just didn't end up being a great year for it. So yeah, it is pretty amazing. I cannot complain most days. So yeah, I tell you, well, even just doing this is enjoyable. It's something a little bit different too. I don't have to do much hand steering, so it's always kind of fun just to get out there and have to actually really pay attention to everything instead of just turning the easy steer on and letting the tractor do it all. So triticale is typically used for like a hay crop type thing. I don't know how it differs feed-wise compared to like hay or feed barley and stuff, but a lot of guys been using it recently to feed. Yeah, I'm not super knowledgeable with it. This is our second time actually ever growing it, so yeah, I'm not super sure on all the details on it. It's usually if we have questions, we call a guy down in Billings, Montana. He's kind of like the Triticale expert in the state. So yeah, we just kind of throw it in the ground and let it pop up and swap it down and sell it. But yeah, it's definitely a little different crop too. And actually, if you want to keep it for seed, you let it grow until it's well, like kind of golden, like some of that other stuff. So that's the first year we had it. We kept a couple passes instead of swathing all of it used for seed. So, but yeah, just one thing I know it's used for is just for feeding the cows. I kind of like it compared to like grass or alfalfa because you only cut it one time a year. You don't cut it 3 or 2 times, depending on where you live, or 4 times. That's the thing. We used to do quite a bit of alfalfa on actually this ground right here. And yeah, it was always interesting because you're doing other stuff, then you got to run out here and come cut the alfalfa. Yeah, do that 3 times in the summer. Yeah, it would have been nicer if it wouldn't have got hailed on and wouldn't have got stunted from drought too. The thing, between all the pivot issues we haven't been able to keep enough water on it like we'd like to. So yeah, too many things going on. Yes, I would like to figure out a good stable way to do these live streams. The thing I'm always trying to figure out how I can show everything for people that don't get the opportunity to do this. So it's like, yeah, my grandma always used to say, she's like, I wish every person or kid got the opportunity to farm if they wanted to, but yeah, it's just a big money game nowadays. All the billionaires buying up farmland aren't helping things either. So that's about the most satisfying thing for a farmer right there is when you get your last little pass and it fits kind of just perfectly in your header. So that's kind of just pure bliss for us. Oh yeah, I don't know. I've seen some kind of like prototypes. John Deere had one, yeah, and then like the case, yeah, electric tractors. But yeah, I don't know. It's like the John Deere one, little kind of autonomous electric tractor, and it had a mile of like electrical cord that you plug in, so that way it could only go a mile. But I guess if you have a smaller farm, it kind of works. Yeah, I don't think the batteries are there yet. Is the problem? Something like on a Swather, it might work pretty decently because yeah, this engine's only 99 horsepower on this Swather. So yeah, you don't need a ton of power for something like this, but yeah, it's just yeah, you get into like combines and then yeah, big four-wheel drive tractors and stuff. I don't think yeah, hybrids would probably make sense too. And I don't know, I think all the electric stuff's pretty neat. Kind of almost like to try out a electric pickup on the farm just to see kind of how they handle rough terrain and nasty mud and snow and everything. I think the thing that would be really good is if they start, yeah, with like the hybrids and go into like electric motors and stuff. We're actually, well, not me, but my dad's actually been working with a company out in Minnesota, trying to build electric motors for big John Deere sprayers, big self-propelled ones. Yep, exactly. I say the more torque. That's kind of why we were thinking in those big high clearance sprayers because they had an issue with the hydrostat that drives their wheels. So we thought, yeah, let's just throw an electric motor in there. No batteries or anything. It's all generator driven off the engine crankshaft. But yeah, we thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. So there's a nice rock popped through there. I don't know if you guys heard that. Yeah, I think once we get to this end here, I might hop out. We can actually take you guys out to the Triticale, see what it looks like when it's not bouncing around, and go check some of that winter wheat too. Kind of want to see how dry it is. All right, let's see here. Plug the cable. Hopefully this is all still working. I might actually switch over to that other screen here. That way I can see what we're actually looking at. All right, yeah, so this is our swather here, the cab. Those are my legs. Yeah, that's what we're running in. So as you can see on the back here, there is literally no suspension on that thing at all. Nothing on that front either. Here's our little itty bitty header here. So yeah, that's why we get a little skip on that one end there. That one guard's broken, and it's actually a special one. All these other ones are exactly the same, but yeah, we didn't have one of those, so we've just been kind of going. Got to watch out for rattlesnakes out here too. Saw a little one the other day. Those little rattlesnakes are just about the worst too. Let's see, try to get out of the sun here. Yep, as you can kind of see down there, we got all these heads, some of the straw knocked on the ground. Yeah, it's just all from the hail. And ones like this, you can see they're all dried out. Yeah, it's just from the hail hitting the plant and then killing it. But yeah, not too terribly bad on this end, but like I said, that other end is awful. Hop over and look at the winter wheat here. Got the pivots. Still kind of broke down on those guys. Yeah, there's quite a bit of hail damage all in this stuff. See it all on the ground. Not sure how well you guys can see that, but say it's a little thin on this edge, but once we get out here, it's pretty thick. See if I can crunch some up with one hand. Usually do it two. Yeah, there's a couple kernels in there. Actually, yeah, they're getting pretty dry too. Oh yeah, yeah, that stuff's getting just about there. Yeah, we might be cutting that stuff a lot sooner than I thought, so. All right, I think we might end up hopping back in there again. Get back to work. Oh. It's actually something we were having issues with this morning. I don't know if you guys can read that. It's our fuel gauge there. That was having issues. It was showing it was completely empty every once in a while. That was mildly annoying. If we could get him all situated in here yet. I don't know how I could change that to make it better. rid of some of those vibrations. But make things a lot simpler. Yeah, I think that's about where we had it. Hopefully. All right. Get this bad boy turned back on here. Gonna go down and we'll do along this other pivot track. Gonna work our way back. And back to the bounciness. Yeah, I think about the only suspension in this thing is a little tiny bit in the seat. Other than that, it is still incredibly rough. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. You hit little pot patches right there, like that are a little bit thicker, and then yeah, you hit all this thin stuff again, and it makes it kind of interesting trying to figure out how much we should actually do here. So getting pretty thin here again, though. Flip her around up here. Need a loading wagon? No, it's all gonna get baled into big round bales. So yeah, I've only actually seen one loading wagon up here in Montana. Otherwise, everything else is round bale, just because most of the time you got to move it quite a ways. yeah, it's actually, yeah, my one buddy from high school, he moved away, but yeah, they're kind of down on the river bottom. They got all their cows and a bunch of grass pasture down there, and then a bunch of irrigated grass as well too, and alfalfa. So yeah, they just use loading wagons because it's all pretty close to their cows. So say, then you got the big kind of what we call loaves of bread type loose straw. So yeah, it is pretty cool seeing that stuff though. But yeah, it's everything else around here is all big squares or big round bales. No, we're in the Swather actually. Yeah, no, not cut yet. So I don't know if you can see it over on the left there. That's just our windrow. So yeah, actually, we just hopped out a couple minutes ago, probably 5 minutes ago, and showed it off. But yeah, it's the picture I put up on Facebook and Instagram this morning of the Macdon Swather. Saying our little teeny tiny 14-foot header here. Yeah, no, that's okay. So it is very bumpy in this thing, though. That is one nice thing about the Combine, is the Combine has a whole lot better suspension on that. Yeah, I just kind of figured we'd try something a little different today, see if it worked out anyways. Oh yeah, yep, we got air conditioning in this thing and radio that doesn't work. Yeah, I'd say it would be an absolute cooker in this guy if the air conditioning didn't work. Say the window does open on this one side, but man, it would be brutally hot. It's actually got the air conditioning turned down a little bit. It gets very, very loud if you have it cranked all the way up. Yeah, it's just about the perfect temperature in here right now, actually. Yeah, it's I figured. Yeah, we just kind of do something a little different. That way, folks that don't get to see it every day get to see it. Like I said, hopefully I can figure out a different setup, make it a little less shaky and stuff. Yeah, I'm also not sure how the audio sounds either. So I guess we can't be too big because, yeah, we are out in the middle of a field. So doing a live stream, a little bit different than what I'm used to. All right, yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some spots that are smoother than others too, but that's like I said, yeah, it's my first time trying to use Restream on my phone. So this is just, yeah, kind of one long test right now. So this is a triticale. So it is a grass type crop. It's supposed to actually get pretty tall. So I was talking earlier about it. And this is our second time ever doing it. And the first year we grew it, it ended up getting almost 6 feet tall. But yeah, between the drought and hail this year, it kind of really wrecked it. That's actually when we hopped out earlier. I was showing everyone kind of what the hail damage in it looks like. So yeah, that hailstorm really definitely did a number to it. Still a little bit out here, but it looked so gorgeous before that. I don't think I ever got any video of it when it was not hailed out. So yeah, we're just swathing this down, and then our neighbor's actually going to come over and bale it all up. So yeah, like I said, I am no Triticale expert either. That's usually when we have questions, we call a guy down in Billings, Montana, and he's kind of the Triticale expert of the state. But yeah, it's the other thing I was talking about earlier too, is we do enjoy it more than like grass and alfalfa, because we used to have alfalfa on this same ground, but you got to cut the alfalfa 3 times a year, and this stuff you only have to cut it once and then you're done. So it's just a little bit simpler. So that other side that we turned around on down there just kind of got thin from the hail, so we can sort of tell looking behind us. You guys can't see that, but since I'm able to turn my head around, I can kind of check and see what the windrow looks like. And if it starts getting really thin, then I just kind of turn around, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. We might end up cutting the rest of it. We might not, just depending on how things go. It might be worth pretty decent money. But at the same time, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on fuel. It's wear and tear on the swather and everything too. So I don't know. We'll see. Fuel prices are going down though, so that's kind of nice. So maybe we will end up cutting it. Yeah, I'm sure the boss will let me know if I have to end up cutting it all or not. So there we go. So it was kind of rattling the whole machine there for a second. That means I was just going a little bit too fast and need to slow down. It was trying to get too much material through the header at one time. So our swather is a Macdon Swather. Yep, Macdon Swather and header. It's actually, let's see, what is it? A Macdon M100. So yeah, low horsepower. It's only got 99 horsepower. It doesn't take a lot of power to run it. I think most of the power is just turning the header there. So yeah, it's a pretty simple machine. All honesty, it's the one we were working on it probably about a month or so in that video. No, we do not have any cruise control on this guy. I'm kind of going faster and slower. I don't have any auto steer because the auto steer doesn't do very well kind of around the pivot tracks. So yeah, we're kind of going at a constant little bit of a curve following all the pivot tracks there. Yeah, you probably just missed when I was doing right next to the pivot track. So yeah, it's all hand steering. That's, yeah, both hands type of deal. It's like I said, I would just hold the phone to live stream it. Be a lot smoother, but kind of need both hands, so. Yeah, it's kind of the other reason I'm leaving these ends all up here kind of straight, just in case we do end up swapping the rest of that. That way I have kind of a little spot to turn around and get back into it. Yeah, you can see it's just really thin over there. I don't know if you guys can actually see that or not. Like I said, I can't actually see the camera when I'm streaming. Only thing I can see is chat right now, so. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope we do end up swathing the rest of it. I do enjoy swathing. It's not something I do very often, so it is kind of nice to do something different. Yep. Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah, we didn't have the header on it in the shop, but yeah, the one we were working on right outside the shop for a while there too. Yep, finally getting put to work now. That is one thing when you're swapping around an edge like this too, is your eyeballs get so dried out just because you're almost trying not to even blink. So you're right on the edge. Man, all those grasshoppers are just terrible on this end here too. I don't know why they're so bad right down here, but yeah, hundreds of the little guys. was able to get a little drone footage of it too, so we'll have some drone footage of this going down at the end of this week's video. Actually, what I want to do is fly way up and get a shot of the pivot with it all cut down. I think that'd be a pretty cool shot too. That's a nice little hole. Check to make sure I don't have any rocks in there. Yeah, it's man, we did not have many grasshoppers around here till like that big storm that came through 2 weeks ago. Before that, there was like 0 grasshoppers. And then, yeah, right after that storm, they all kind of got blown in, and you have been munching on all the stuff that didn't get hailed out. So it's like, yeah, it's not one thing, it's another trying to eat our crops. So yeah, they're just weird little critters. I don't know. They're definitely not as bad as they have been some years, though. Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say too. Is like, yeah, last year it seemed just terrible for them. It's like, yeah, when they start chewing on fence posts and stuff, you know, it's pretty bad. A little hungry, but yeah, just sort of eerie little nasty bugs. I don't know. Their weird little legs and stuff. I don't like when they crawl around on you or anything. Kind of diff. Yeah, some of these, it doesn't look too bad until you start cutting it. There's just not a whole lot grubbing behind you. Looks like we got about probably this pass and then 2 more. So about 3 passes on this section of pivot. Then we'll move on over to the next one. It's kind of how we work these. Is we do just between 2 pivot tracks at one time and then skip over to the next one. And yeah, but then when we actually harvest, like our winter wheat up there, we'll actually just cut it straight up and down right across the pivot tracks because we're not actually going as close to the ground. That's the only reason we cut these with the pivot tracks, just because we are so close to the ground. So it is actually a super relaxing job too. That's, even though you are staring right at the edge there and stuff, just the hum of the engine and everything kind of almost puts you in a trance. And I always like to bring an energy drink with me when I'm doing these because you can get pretty tired. It's just like, oh, you're staring at the ground and the hum of the engine and kind of getting shaken by the swather a little bit. And next thing you know, you're half asleep. You're like, oh, gotta wake back up. Oh, let's see. What about crickets? Yeah, I don't know. We haven't had a ton of crickets. They don't usually really hurt anything either, so they're just kind of loud at nights and stuff. But yeah, I actually have not seen many this year. I don't know if the grasshoppers eat them or what, but yeah, some years there'll be way more crickets than other years. That's actually kind of the weird thing last year. I don't know if some of the bugs got ate, but we had a bunch of spiders, like big spiders. We were actually using the swather on this same field, but we had our bigger header on. We actually have another header other than this one for the swather. It's a 35 or 30 foot. I can't remember. I think it's a 30 foot. But yeah, that one, oh, you'd come out every morning and the thing would just be covered in spider webs and stuff. And I hate spiders. So I did not enjoy that one bit. Yeah, you go to grease the machine and there's just spider webs, spiders all over it. And I was just like, nope, I do not like this. Just take the air compressor every morning to blow them all off. Ugh. That was, yeah, no, I figured people might enjoy it. So kind of hoping the quality would be a little bit better, but figured we'd at least try it. That way, yeah, well, you guys get to see. So yeah, hopefully I'll end up doing some more stuff like this when we're seeding and stuff and during harvest. Like I said, those should be a little bit more smoother. Hey, what's going on, Macdon? How are you doing? So yeah, we're just cutting down some triticale here today. So it's like I keep saying, sorry for being so bouncy, but yeah, we don't have a perfect setup in here. It's the first time we're trying to do a live stream and live stream on the farm. Yeah, it's kind of the other thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but see some of the hail damage we got in here too. It's like I was saying earlier, last time we had triticale, it ended up being almost 6 feet tall, and this stuff's like maybe 2.5 feet tall at most. So it definitely got kind of destroyed by the hail, and the drought did not help things either. So that's why we're actually only going part way down here, just getting ready to turn around up here now. See, that's the crazy thing is, some people are getting like tons of rain, and then the rest of us aren't getting anything. And well, when we did have rain, it was just a nasty storm. That's like, I think, what my boss said last night or yesterday. I forget what city it was. I think, was it like St. Louis or something like that? They had like 7 inches of rain overnight. Say it just kind of flooded everything. It's like, I don't know. Kind of just crazy opposite ends of the spectrum type of thing. Yeah, same from the pictures you put on Discord too. It looked like you guys had some pretty nice looking hay up there. Except you, yeah, were you saying that you guys have a just like a pull behind type swather? Okay. Yeah, I say it is always nice when you do have a nice wet year. We were pretty lucky the years before last year. Yeah, it's our last 2 years up here. It's just been bone dry, kind of nasty. So I don't know. It's like we always say, it'll probably be better next year. So never know with the weather. Keeps things interesting. Yeah, it was always nice to hear about people having nice crops too. So I don't know. Some farmers get almost, I don't know, jealous or something. They're like, it's so stupid how someone has a nice crop and mine's poor. It's like, well, I'm just glad someone has a nice crop they get to cut. So just not our year though. Oh, dang. Yeah, there's quite a few guys around here who still use pull type swathers, and that's a nice thing is they do kind of work. And say these new swathers are not cheap, so it's like, yeah, if it does the job, like buying something new. Yeah, we don't actually bale this stuff ourselves either. This is we just do the swathing, and then our neighbor comes over and he bales everything up for us. It's always interesting going right along the pivot track here, trying not to suck up any rocks or big chunks of mud or anything. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you always talk about it. You got quite a few Kubotas, so is there quite a few Kubota like dealerships around you guys? That's the thing. There's not many Kubotas around here, actually. Well, our neighbor that's sort of right over there, they have a Kubota, but that's about the only one I've ever seen around. And they're kind of small for all our work. It would be kind of nice to have one for just like a little yard tractor type thing. But yeah, until Kubota makes like a 500 horsepower tractor, I think we might be probably not buying one anytime soon. Okay. Yes, I guess we do have one dealership. They're probably about an hour and a half away from us, but I don't think they've had any of the big Kubotas in there. They mostly deal in, well, like smaller ones in the lawnmowers and everything. Actually, it's like a golf cart dealership is what it is. So, yeah, just all the smaller stuff they have. Actually, even, yeah, those M7s, that'd be kind of handy and stuff. A front loader tractor and everything. We've got a New Holland bidirectional, of a later 90s one, and that one is kind of nice, but it's got about 6,000 some hours on it, so still hasn't had too many issues, though. Yeah, it's a thing. I said lots of tractors. Actually, yeah, talked about it during some of the farming simulator live streams too. Is our one dealership about an hour away from us? They just started selling Fendt tractors too. So it's like, yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to run one of those, see how it does. Kind of used to all our John Deere's, Case IH, New Holland, couple Massey Fergusons, not a whole lot around, but yeah, I do not mind seeing new brands one bit. Little competition does not hurt things. Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, it always seems like Kubota dealerships, well, around here anyway, and then must be around you guys too. They're like multiple dealership type of things. So I don't think I've ever seen a Kubota, like just a Kubota dealership. Yeah, and then when we get down to the end here again, we'll probably hop over to the other side, do that other pivot track, and get him out of the way. It's definitely a little bit thicker on this end too. Is kind of the nice thing about this stuff. There's a little bit that didn't get hit as bad. Still definitely got damaged, but it's actually, yeah. Before you and Kegarino got here, we did pop out quick, and we had to go check some of that winter wheat out there. We figured it was probably another week off or a little less than a week, but I don't know. I just grabbed a handful, and it was pretty dry, so thinking maybe be able to get some of that winter wheat cut here pretty soon. It looks pretty nice, but yeah, there's definitely some hail damage in that stuff as well. And another nice little pivot track. Oh, I got it plugged in right now, so it should be pretty much full. Yeah, I brought the like 6 foot long cable with me today. I figured if I was going to try to live stream, I better have some type of plug-in for it. So, and I think I missed magnums. Oh yeah, I said just the one. Yeah, it's. I don't know if I've ever asked her. Yeah, if you don't want to talk about it too. Yeah, I never knew you had cancer. If it was you or someone in your family, Macdon. That's. So yeah, not a fun thing. That's my dad had leukemia back when, well, I was very young then, but yeah, not a fun thing to go through. Oh, so this is a Macdon Swather, and then we got a 14-foot header on it. Yeah, it's a Macdon M100. Oh, there we go. We sucked a little mud in right there from the pivot track. Yeah, that pivot track is about, well, the tire itself's only probably 8 inches wide, but the pivot track kind of pushes the mud out too. So then it makes it about, a foot or two wide. So yeah, it kind of makes things a little interesting, especially because, yeah, right off the edge there, it's a little bit higher than the ground. Always keeps things fun. Okay, yeah, that's, yeah, no, my dad got through it fine. Yeah, I'd say definitely a rough couple of years doing chemo and stuff too. And like I said, we were young. I was probably only, let's see, was I 3 years old or something? So yeah, I didn't have any old enough kids to help him or anything. But yeah, so he was still farming, and I don't know how he was still farming at the same time. But yeah, he made it through it all okay, and he hasn't had any remissions come up or anything. So yeah, hopefully it's gone. But that's the thing is, yeah, you never really know. So yeah, it's, I don't know. I like it. It's a nice swather. So say it's got air conditioning. That's about the most important thing. So yeah, they are just kind of spendy for what they are. It's like we were talking about. It's, well, yeah, only a 99 horsepower engine in it, so not a whole lot to it. And we've actually got a bigger header for it too, like our crop type swathing header. We'll do sometimes for different things. I usually try not to swath stuff just because it is so windy up here all the time. So that's yeah, actually, where we had the winter wheat up here, last year we had mustard on that, and we had to end up swathing all of it because we had some pigweed inside of it. Couldn't kill the pigweed, so we had to swath all of it to try to get the weeds to kind of dry down. And oh man, the wind hit as soon as we got done swathing it, and it just blew mustard all over that field. Just made an absolute mess. So yeah, it's always fun trying to figure things out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's. I hope. Yeah, I hope you. Well, yeah. I don't know if you said you had it, so I'm assuming you got through it. So yeah, I hope you do well too. You said, yeah, definitely not a fun thing to deal with. So yeah, it's, there's more people in the chat. You got health stuff they have to deal with too, and yeah, part of life, I guess. So there we go. Few old IH swathers. Okay, yeah, so they just need an engine type of thing? Yeah, I say it is nice, the self-propelled ones. I do enjoy it. I've never actually used a pull-behind one either, so can't really say the difference between them. But yeah, so we actually got this one for a pretty good deal because it used to be a rental one. There's quite a few things we had to fix on it when we first bought it, but that's like, yeah, even a lot of the cowboys and stuff around here, they have, yeah, pretty old Macdons, like, yeah, 70s, 80s, stuff like that. It's like, oof. They still use them, though. Like they said, they don't have to do a whole lot. They just got to be able to turn the header. So typically, the older things are usually a little bit easier to work on, too. It's kind of nice. Dang, that's nice. So, yeah, it's always amazing how kind people can be when you're in some need and stuff. So that's probably one of the best things about small towns too. And I don't have anything against big cities, but man, that's when small communities get together, they can definitely help people out. That's always seems like every year there's some type of donation they do at all the grain elevators around here. So last year, yeah, there was a lady had cancer, and yeah, so you could just donate some of your grain right at the elevator there. So yeah, we ended up donating like a half a truckload. The lady paid for all her traveling expenses and everything like that. So that's even with, yeah, like video games nowadays and stuff. That's say I follow quite a few like Fallout type podcasts and stuff like that, or Bethesda type podcasts, and that's every year. Yeah, they'll do different kind of donation streams and stuff too. So I think that'd be pretty cool to get a bunch of farm sim people together and kind of do a little fundraiser type thing. It's always enjoyable helping people out when you can. So even if we got all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now too. Yeah, exactly. I say yeah, the small town community where yeah, you know everyone. Always interesting when everyone knows what you're doing too. But yeah, it's I say like usually a pretty protective of all the people around them too, which is nice. So everyone kind of looks out for each other, makes it enjoyable. Yeah, it's another thing I ever said. Yeah, we got about 130 acres of this stuff too. So I actually started on it yesterday. Well, the boss started on it yesterday. I ended up putting almost 400 miles on his pickup, running around trying to get our irrigation pivot stuff fixed. So yeah, I got to go all over the place. Got to go to the big city actually. Got all my groceries for harvest hopefully. I don't plan on leaving the farm for a little while again now, so it's a good way to save money, actually. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little different once we start cutting our actual crops with the combine, too. Going to go from the 14-foot header to our 45-foot header for the John Deere combine. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit bigger. Oh, yeah, yep. See, the old farmers, that's one thing. You always got to chat about the rain and the weather. And man, that's about every single meeting you go to, a farm type meeting. And that's everyone just like, oh, how much rain did you get? It's even my one buddy only lives about 5 miles away. And it's like, oh, well, how much rain did you get down at your place? And it's like, oh, almost as much as you. And yeah, I guess we are pretty dependent on all the weather stuff. And it's just always a conversation. Or how much wind you get up there. Yeah. It's always surprising how much things can change within just a few miles, though, too. Man, yeah. When we had that huge rainstorm and hailstorm and windstorm 2 weeks ago, actually, I was at that one buddy's house just 5 miles away, and it didn't even hail that bad or anything at his house. And yeah, I got pictures of my yard and I had a bunch of trees down and everything. And it was like, oh, wow, it was a little different storm up by my place. So, yeah, it's even like my grandparents, when I go up and see them, they always got to ask how the weather's been down there. It's like, yeah, you guys are only like 4 miles away. Yeah, it's part of farming, though. You got to have about 3 different weather apps on your phone, too. And then all of them are wrong. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I said, yeah, the combines are always, man, they're just, yeah, big machines. It's always fun to drive them. So there's always so much going on, too. Oh, some of the new ones are pretty crazy with all the automation they got. So it just sets everything like completely perfectly. So they're pretty amazing machines. It's also why they cost like $500,000 too. Gosh, they're just absolutely nuts now. I think like that new John Deere X9. I'm pretty sure with the header, it's close to $1 million. So. Oh, really, Jake? Yeah, I do not enjoy the wind one bit. So yeah, it always sucks when it's like your nice big trees and everything too that get blown down. So hopefully you didn't lose any windows or anything. Oh, yeah, that's not a great thing to lose, the rear axle. It's actually my one neighbor, he kind of part-time farms just north of my place. What he's got is an old Case IH. Still runs pretty decent though, so he doesn't have a ton of acres. Like I said, yeah, he's kind of just part-time farmer sort of guy. Yeah, it's usually the one thing we always try to keep updated is our combine. It's usually kind of the top priority, just because it is about one of the most important things at the tractor, especially when you only got two guys and you're trying to farm 5,000 acres. It's kind of nice when things work, so. Yeah, we'll see, hopefully. Like I said, hopefully at the end of this week or something, start getting some cutting done. Get some more videos of that. Actually, here we're going to stop for a second because I need a drink of water. And yeah, like I said, with the no easy steer here, kind of got to use both hands to get a drink of water. So. All right, should be good to go again here. Yeah, I say every year is kind of crazy, except it depends on if you're leasing it or what you're doing too. That's, yeah, we've got one neighbor. They have a ton of land. They have like 15,000 acres. So yeah, it's every year they lease combines and they get new ones the next year. And same thing with all their tractors and air seeders and everything. So, which, I mean, it's nice because you know everything's going to work. And if anything does go wrong, they just call up the dealer. But at the same time, it is extremely expensive. Yeah, it's usually for our combines and tractors, it's about 10 years or so we trade ours off. So we had a John Deere 9760 before we got our newer combine last year. So that's, yeah, it wasn't brand new either. Usually we buy them used with a couple hours on them. That's, I think, yeah, let's see. I think we bought our combine last year and I think it had like 600 hours or something on it. So. Oh, very nice, Keg. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write his name down too. I said definitely check that video out. Or yeah, you should send me a link to it on Discord. So yeah, I'd like to see it. So that's awesome. Yeah. So we were chatting about that on last Farm Sim stream I was doing. So yeah, Keg was chatting with the guy and ended up start doing some video editing for him. So. It's actually, yeah, yeah, not used to doing shout outs on the Swather, but yeah, so yeah, go check out Kegarino's channel and then Magnum. Say you stream too. I'm pretty sure I've seen one of your streams before. So then Mackenzo, he was in here earlier as well. Say another good friend of the channel there. Yeah, it's, I enjoy watching everyone's stuff when I got a couple moments. So say awesome community, and I try to support everyone when I can. Oh yeah, it just kind of depends on different things and stuff too. Yeah, there is some guys that just they'll keep stuff until they completely breaks down for good. But that was actually our neighbor just, well, about a half a mile from us right here. They have some older Case IH combines they were running. They have two of them, and I think they're kind of early 90s cases. I don't remember the model name on them, but That was last year. They ended up having a ton of issues, and I think it was like $50,000 in parts. They said they ended up putting into them. It was like, oof, yeah. And then they ended up, yeah, just having like a 2 month long harvest because they were broken down all the time. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It is nice having the new stuff, but at the same time, if the old stuff works, it's kind of nice too. So, okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I saw one of your streams the one day I popped in there. Saying you do have a YouTube channel too. I said I'll just subscribe to that as well. Like I said, yeah, I just enjoy trying to help out the community. So it's a great thing about Farm Sim is we have such an awesome community. So always try to help out and at least get in chat and say hello and leave a like on the live streams when I can. So that's also the other fun thing about Farm Sim too is everyone plays just a little tiny bit differently. So it's like, oh, see what these people are doing and yeah, different mods and stuff. So some people like to have a bunch of Alice Chalmers tractors and oh yeah, I said it's always is super nice during harvest. Yeah, when things happen, that's like actually we were talking about it the other day. Some of me and my buddies, and like the record for the most combines ever in one field is like 80 combines, and yeah, it was something kind of like that where the guy passed away and like right in the middle of harvest, and so yeah, like all the neighbors came and helped him, and yeah, I think it was pretty sure it was like 80 combines in one field helping him cut. It's like, yeah, that's crazy. Actually, yeah, speaking of the N6 gleaners, it's actually a neighbor over that way. That's what they have is two N6 gleaners, and they're actually all organic farmers, those guys. Yeah, they've had those for a long time, and they still run them, and they do pretty good. So it's actually, they used to have three of them. They used to be custom cutters, and the one they had, they took all the internals out of it, so they turned their gleaner into like a swather instead of a combine. They use it for swathing all their organic stuff. They said, well, instead of buying a swather, yeah, we'll just tear all the internals out and let it drop with the header and stuff because they had a combine and a header. So, like, yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. So the gleaners are just, oh, they're so different compared to everything else. So I remember looking at some in college. Actually, it was a brand new one. It had like 40 hours or something on it. And the person was demoing it, and they drove it through a rock pile. So the whole machine, just all the way from the header through the feeder house, up into the rotor in the back, it was just full of little pebbles throughout the whole thing. Just, yeah, sucked up a rock pile and kind of destroyed a bunch of the internals and stuff. So we got to dig all through it in college. It was kind of fun. I'd never really been around a gleaner before, so it was, yeah, super interesting. But man, it's just, yeah, it's such a different design compared to everyone else. All right, and we're done with that pivot section. That's the one thing is they do keep getting shorter and shorter the closer we get to the center of the pivot. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the center up there. That's like I said, I can't actually see the camera. I can only see chat, so I'm not 100% sure what you guys can see and not see. But yeah, I got about 5 towers left, I think, until I'm at the center. And we'll figure out if we're going to end up swathing the rest of it or not, too. So. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other thing too. It's like I think all combines are pretty good. It just really depends on who's setting them all up and stuff. I say if you. That's actually the nice thing about owning a combine for a long time too, is that you know exactly how you're going to have it set and everything. That was like last year when we got our new combine and trying to figure out getting all the settings right. So, and for different crops as well too. But yeah, I say if you don't know how to set your combine up, then you could have the nicest combine in the world, but if you have it set up wrong, so that's anything will outcut it then. And it does make it interesting with all the different crops we have nowadays too. That's a thing. I think we have like 7 different crops, or yeah, I think 7 on our farm this year. So it's always interesting when you're switching between settings, cutting different stuff. Yeah, it does also change year to year. Yeah, that was definitely going a little bit faster during that video, okay? Yeah, we were definitely in a hurry that day trying to figure out what was wrong with the pivot. Man, and our pivot tracks aren't even that bad. It's over at my dad's place. His pivots are full pivots, so they can go around in a whole circle. So he can get a lot more water down compared to us. And oh man, some of his tracks are literally like 3 feet deep. Like the tires just about get stuck in them. It's like, yep, you don't want to be going through those very fast. Yeah, we're only going about 3 miles an hour here, so. Oh, here just a second. Lost chat again. Yep, there we go. Sorry about that, but phone timed out. But I got to hit the screen at least every 10 minutes, or else I lose you guys. I've never played Car Mech Simulator. That's actually, I think someone was chatting about that during Giants live stream this morning. They were doing their podcast live. Someone was like, yeah, we have like the ability to like fix our stuff like in depth and everything. It's like, that would be pretty cool. It's like, I don't know. I break enough stuff in real life. I don't know how much I want to fix stuff in Farm Sim as well. Yeah, it's about the only simulator game I play right now is Farming Sim. I was watching a little American Truck Simulator last night as well, too. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Oh, there's just so many games out there. Just not enough time to play all of them. I say it's always nice having folks chatting, though, especially when you're live streaming. Yeah, that's a thing, Keg. It'll be interesting to see kind of what they add in next couple games. So I definitely like to see some like actual weather implications, having rain affect your crops and everything, and hail, and it's like someone said, like tornadoes and stuff, just depending on where your map is. Oh, they could do so much stuff with it. I don't know, maybe in a few years we're going to have graphics just like this. Hopefully not as bumpy, though. Yeah, what'd you say there? What was your job, Magnum? Oh, yeah, that's actually, flax is kind of starting to be grown quite a bit more around here. Say it is a very pretty flower. We haven't actually tried any flax, but yeah, it's our neighbors had some last year. Oh yeah, say just a gorgeous blue kind of field out there, especially if you get like some mustard next to it or something. So then you have like the yellow mustard all blooming, and then you have the blue flax right next to it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I say for sure it's way more improved than 19 Keg. Oh, you were semi truck mech and then playing a little truck simulator. Yeah, I don't know. Say if I was a better mechanic, I think I'd rather be a mechanic than a truck driver. I do not. I don't know. Truck driving is not one of my favorite parts about farming. Well, semi driving. I don't mind running the tandem, but the 50-foot triple axle we have can get a little tight going in some places. That's kind of the fun thing is, yeah, a lot of these elevators were built in like the 50s and stuff, so they didn't think of 50-foot semi trailers when they were building these elevators. Yeah, and usually most of my hauling's during the winter too, so it's like, yeah, driving a semi on snowy, icy roads is always tons of fun. That's actually, yeah, it's one thing that's pretty cool about 22 is having like the winter seasons and then the road gets slick and stuff. Like, yeah, that's pretty fun little thing they added. So I'm just glad they added seasons. That was super helpful. Compared to 19, we did get the seasons like DLC type mod, but which was cool to have. Yeah, I say for sure having all those is extremely important. So it's every day I'm kind of learning something new, or so I do quite a bit of mechanic work during the winter, just trying to make sure all our stuff's ready to go for spring and stuff. But yeah, it's in welding. I said I'm a pretty terrible welder too, but trying to get better at that. So it definitely saves you a ton of money if you're able to work on your own stuff. So it definitely takes some time trying to learn all that, though. Yeah, this stuff up here is very thin. Yeah, that is definitely one thing, especially over time. I said the longer you live there, the more stuff gets thrown in there. It's actually, I don't know, my garage, my house, I don't have a ton of stuff in there. I'm able to get one pickup in it. I got a toolbox and all kinds of other stuff in there too. But yeah, it's pretty clean. But yeah, the rest of the buildings on the farm are definitely full of all kinds of things. It's actually something I still need to do one of these days is a farm tour video. So I know Kegarino requested that a long time ago, but yeah, I still have not gotten to it yet. So kind of show off all of our buildings, and actually we got one shed that's got a bunch of old tractors in it, so it'd be really cool to show all that off. But yeah, things just kind of get filled up over the years, especially all those older buildings too. It's man, that's like our Quonset. Our combine barely just squeezes inside of it, and our tractor. It's like, oh, yeah, weren't thinking all these big machines when they built all these sheds way back in the day. Yeah, it's one of those things I got to get to. It's actually say probably not anytime soon because I think between harvest and stuff we're going to be kind of going like crazy. But yeah, I definitely need to eventually. So there's been a couple little shots in some of the videos, drone footage, but nothing of the whole farm yet. So just an intro video even too, it just showing off the farm, talking about it a little bit. Yeah, there's lots of stuff I could still need to do, but just got to get to it eventually. Yeah, no kidding. Right before winter. So yeah, it doesn't look quite as nice when it's all full of snow and stuff. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, after harvest and stuff, just depending on what we got going on after that. It's kind of the thing. It seems like when we're not busy with the farm stuff, we always got pivots we got to take care of too. Say the pivots definitely take up a whole lot of time, and just being around it, kind of keep an eye on them too. But yeah, I'll definitely get to it eventually there. Even if I do might have to do a quick one of these days too. Just yeah, where you guys kind of know where everything is sitting around there, and show off some of the old equipment that's sitting around. So I think you guys have seen most of it if you've watched most of the RL videos, but yeah, I'd say it's all little clips and pieces in different videos. So oh, let's see, I missed one there. Oh, you just got the Nintendo? Yeah, that's the thing. I still need to. I'd like to test with yeah someone just to see if my internet's actually capable of doing it. That's like I was talking about. I did have a server I was part of. The guy was in New York though, and man, it was yeah that was just so laggy. It's like I couldn't even hardly drive a vehicle straight on Farm Sim just because it was so much lag. But yeah, it's yeah. Say if we could get it to work, that would be awesome. Especially like that idea you were talking about there, Keg too. That would have been sweet. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I say it can get a little crazy sometimes on there between the new vehicle mod stuff as well. So yeah, we'll see. That's like telling Keg on the last live stream we did. Like eventually, maybe someday, I'll switch it over and have just the farm sim stuff on one and the actual real life farm stuff on another channel. But say right now we're still pretty small, so say we're decently sized. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I like having just the one channel to put everything on. So I do have a playlist with just the real life farming stuff on it too. If you just want to check that out, you can just check the real life farming playlist as well. Oh yeah, see that's I think mine was I don't know if it was the server causing problems or if it was just my internet. It's like I said, yeah, the good old Starlink. But yeah, I've never been able to play on a farm sim server that it worked super smoothly on, or even relatively smoothly. That's we'll see. Hopefully, someday we're supposed to get fiber optic out in our neck of the woods here, but they said it could be another 5 years maybe. So maybe by the time the next farm sim comes out, I'll have high speed internet. So it is nice having the Starlink though, man. That is yeah way faster than my old landline internet used to be. So yeah, I say that's like even my dad's place. He's only probably about 12 miles kind of straight east of where I live. And yeah, that's like they have fiber optic over there, but yeah, they just never got over to our side of the county. and then we kind of got put on the back burner, and they're doing like all of northern Montana. So it's like we were just a little bit closer to the highway. We could have got fiber optic, but just not on the right side of the road. Yeah, it's just part of it, I suppose, though. So our farm, well, my uncle's farm, grandpa's farm, where I live, is about 16 miles from town. So yeah, we're not too overly far away. Say we're kind of out in the nice, quiet part of the county too, which is nice. So we don't get a whole lot of traffic by our place. There's some weeks where the only vehicle I'll see is the mail lady going by, so it's kind of nice. That's my dad actually lives over right next to a lake, so he's always got tons of people driving by during the summer and stuff. And always interesting moving equipment and everything because there's always vehicles driving down the road. It's kind of the nice thing is, yeah, don't have to ever worry about anyone being on the road when we're moving stuff most of the time. Oh yeah, I say yeah, you're kind of right outside of town then. That's pretty nice. So, hey, how's it going, Finnish farmer? I don't know if I've seen you before in any of the live streams. We're doing a little something different today, doing some of the RL stuff. So, how are you doing? Oh, nice to have you here. Say we're swathing down some of our triticale that got all hailed out here. So, it's definitely a kind of a sad looking little stand there, but it's just part of the weather. Yeah, but I say it's pretty bouncy too. So yes, yeah, I am. I'm actually using a Restream. So yep, YouTube and Twitch. I think I could also do like Facebook too, but I don't use Facebook a whole lot. So I kind of enjoy watching stuff on Twitch. So it's like, I kind of like to stream on Twitch, but all my video stuff's on YouTube. So oh, it's all black? Huh. I wonder if it's not working over on stream then, or not on stream, on Twitch. So is it working for you guys over on YouTube? So I wonder if, yeah, when we disconnected that one time, yeah, the Restream bottle show the people commenting on stuff on the Twitch side of things. Yeah, I'm wondering if the Twitch stream shut down when my phone timed out there. So it must only be working over on YouTube. Huh. Yeah, I guess I can check that too. I just got to scroll up and have to stop here quick. Yeah, we'll see when I get to the end here. I'll check it, see if Yeah, I must have disconnected from the old Twitch server. Oh yeah, no, that's not a problem. And since we've been streaming for quite a while now, I understand people got things to do. Say, sure appreciate you hanging out, chatting though. Say it's always helps the day go by. Yeah, and I'll have to check out one of your streams one of these days too when I get a little time. Yeah, we'll hop over here. Actually, I'll stop here. See if that Twitch is disconnected there. It must be. Yeah. I don't know. It shows it's streaming on Twitch. I wonder if it's just having some issues. Oh, yeah. I say it's nice having a new desk too, though. Say it's actually a good chance for me to check my text messages here too. Make sure I don't have any from the boss. Hard red winter wheat's up 38. Dark northern spring wheat's up 44. So, you guys need an update on the wheat prices. Yeah, I don't know what happened. If the Twitch stream is black, that's weird. Say it shows it's still streaming, but for some reason. Oh, I wonder because it's considered not gaming. Because I have everything set up for FS22, so maybe they shut it down since it wasn't actually FS22. Huh. Yeah, it's on. Say, well, at least it's working on one of the platforms. Like I said, it's the first time doing this too, so I don't even know how I fix that. All right, we'll get back to work here, though. Yeah, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time trying to fix stuff. Say, stopped for quite a while just trying to get it started in the first place and working, and I was stopped for a while too, getting all the drone stuff set up. Yeah, I don't know about that dedicated server stuff. That's kind of the last one I was part of. It was a guy that paid for it and stuff, and was like, yeah, he's like, hey, you can just donate if you want to, and I was like, I feel bad because like I don't really use it. But, yeah, especially this time of the year for me. It's always a tough thing with the job. It's like, I'm not sure when I'm actually going to ever be on type of thing. It's always feel bad about, spending other people's money type of stuff too. Yeah, I say, the winter would be a good time for me. Not as busy then. Oh, so yeah, so you just okay. So yeah, you moved into your sister's room and got all her stuff. Yeah, you have to move her all up. Yeah, I know how that goes too. It's when my sister got married and moved out of my parents' house. It was like, oh, it's like, yeah, she moved out, but we get to move all her stuff out. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's man, even this stuff close to the non-hailed out stuff is super thin. So kind of the closer we get to the pivot, the worse this stuff is getting out here. That's the other odd thing too is right along the pivot tracks, it seems to be way thinner than once you kind of get out in the middle of the pivot, which is odd. I don't know why that is. They both get the same amount of water, so got to get that AC orange on there. Yeah, it's always nice little can of spray paint there helping things. Get them how you want them. Yeah, definitely. It was a little tiny bit better there in one little spot on the edge here for like 5 feet. It's like right here, it's not as bad, and then it gets worse. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Never 100% sure which way those hailstorms come through there, too. Oh, really? Yes, I haven't even checked it out. I saw when they dropped it during FarmCon there, but yeah, I haven't even looked at the map really. It's like I always keep saying, I'd like to start another series on something else, but still going on the old Elm Creek map. You have to check that out and see what the map looks like and everything. What were you doing for this series? Was it going to be something a little different? I say I was always enjoying watching the 80s survival. I say it was cool seeing some of that older equipment. Oh, super tight. Yeah, that's sounds like I'd run into everything. Not super great with the really tight maps. Always makes things interesting, especially if you're streaming. You always kind of run into stuff. Actually, we're gonna hop over here along the pivot track, and we're gonna see how the edge of this field looks down to the other end here. There is kind of a low spot up here. So I wanted to see if it was maybe a little bit thicker than that stuff. So far, it's not looking any thicker. So it looks pretty thin through all this. Yeah, sorry if you guys are commenting. I'm trying to focus on this track here, making sure we don't have any mud holes or anything. Sometimes, yeah, we can have like a kind of a sloop pit through this stuff. It's kind of nasty. We're gonna rock the header up and down too. There's a little bit of a hill there. Try not to pick up any rocks or anything. So then this field up here is actually our neighbor's field. Let's see, I'm gonna maybe cut down to the center of the pivot here as well too. Yeah, so you can see our neighbor's lentils there got kind of short. So they just did not have enough water on that stuff. Yeah, I don't even know if those things are going to even make pods. Oh, let's see, I missed a couple things here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's a nice little pivot track. Yeah, they're a little bit rougher going straight over them. Oh, let's see here. Oh, okay, you guys did a trailer. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, there's another pivot track. So yeah, those ones are very bouncy. Yeah, and up here we got another sloop pit up by the pivot. There we go. I don't know if the camera got jolted or not. This one's a pretty deep track here. We've got a bunch of foxtail and stuff up here by the pivot as well. So there's the center of the pivot. And here is a maybe wet sloop pit. Yep, it's wet. I can see that out there. Backed up and turned around here. So we might just go around it. See if we maybe can without getting stuck. See if I can get right along here. Just kind of really watching my tires. Make sure if there's any mud or anything out here, I don't start sinking. It's a little damp on this one side. I think we'll be able to get over to the road here, maybe. All right, let's back up here. Try to hop back in. This guy here, that's a nice pivot track. Oh, yeah, that one's a big one. All right, there we go. Yeah, I say with the deeper tracks, we got kind of a bigger trench on this side too. Okay, so you're going to do bigger modern equipment? Yeah, that'd be interesting to see too, especially that map. Yeah, it's like I said, I haven't seen any gameplay of that map yet, so. Yeah, this stuff's all really nice, thick right along here next to our sloop pit. definitely a little bit taller and stuff as well, too. So cut down back to where we were. Up, back into a pivot track. Give us a little room to turn around here. Yeah, this stuff isn't too terribly bad. Yeah, let me know if I messed the camera up or anything. Like I said, I cannot see the camera, just the chat. Well, there we go. That's nice. Oof. Yeah, that one's a little rough. Even at 2.5 miles an hour. Yeah, through some of that other stuff, I was going a little bit slower there, and over the pivot tracks. Yeah, the thicker stuff, you got to slow down. That's actually, so last time we had Triticale, when it was like almost 6 feet tall, I could only go like 0.8 miles an hour at the fastest. So yeah, less than 1 mile an hour, because that stuff was just super thick. Yeah, you could barely creep along, or else it starts plugging up the feed and everything underneath here. Yeah, you can't see that, but yeah, you just got to go real slow through that stuff. And then we're back to the normal thin stuff here. Yeah, this header's actually supposed to float along the ground. I thought I had it all set when I was working on it. Apparently, I did not get it set quite correctly. It was an okay job, but yeah, my phone is plugged in, yep. All right, yeah, say good to hear that, Macdon. So we don't have a ton of movement for this stuff. Saying, yeah, it's the least shaky spot I could find, surprisingly. I don't know if I should go all the way down on that or not. It's kind of tough to tell. The best thing to do here is it's pretty thin down there. Yeah, I'll do another one here. Yeah, interesting when you're not doing the whole field, trying to figure out what's good and what's not good. Especially when you're not the guy that pays the bills, too. So. Yeah, it's pretty thin, all except for this one little low spot here. It's a little bit better. It's actually not super great in here. It's like a little 5-foot chunk too. So I don't know what we're actually going to do with that. So pretty thin, Here, I'll do along this other pivot track, see if it's any better. Just like in that little low spot right here. This one gets pretty steep too. Try not to drag along the ground too much. A little bit hard on things, dragging it through the dirt. That's it. Yeah, I'll usually use my phone to listen to music, actually. Radio doesn't work in here, so I'll listen to some Spotify. Sometimes I'll listen to music or I'll listen to podcasts. It's actually my favorite things to do when I'm farming is usually listening to podcasts. So that's it. Yeah, that's when you listen to the radio, the music they play can get very repetitive, and you're sitting in a tractor for 14 hours a day sometimes during seeding and stuff like that. It's like I've heard this same song 25 times in one day. It's like, yep, just gonna listen to the old Spotify. That's usually the thing that always seems to break first in most of our machines is always the radio. I don't know why. That's this whole strip is just pretty thin. So, honestly, this stuff we might be able to. So we use this one just for kind of thicker stuff and closer to the ground. Since it is just 14 feet, it's easier to get closer to the ground without digging into the dirt. That's what that 30-foot one, you got to be pretty high off the ground. And since it's so wide, there's a higher chance of it digging into the ground on one side. So yeah, this stuff, we would maybe be able to cut it. And also, since it's green too, it's a little tougher cutting than your normal crops since it's not actually ripe yet. And this thing's got double drives on it, so it's actually driven on both ends of it. So that way it makes it a little bit stronger as well too. Yeah, it's our other one's just a single drive. So with green crops like this, you can bust the drive pretty easily. So yeah, usually anything kind of green crops or anything that's going to be baled, we usually use this header for. Yeah, that's I say, I don't know. Without the cab, it makes for a very, very long day, especially in the dust and stuff too. So I don't mind doing like our tree rows and stuff with our little John Deere tractor without a cab, but man, I would not want to spend the entire day out there, especially when it's hot out too. So I don't even know how hot it is because I haven't been outside of the swather in a while, so I got it pretty easy right now. It'll be fun when harvest comes, though, because that's none of our trucks have AC, so I will just be sitting in there sweating all day, hoping there's a little bit of a breeze to cool me off. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do any more full passes after this one. Like I said, it's kind of pretty thin down on this end. So that's the one thing where it's not fun to have a cab is if your AC quits. Oh, that's our one neighbor with the older case combine. It was 2 years ago. AC went out on his combine, so the only thing that opens is the door. So you don't really get much of a breeze in there with just a door open. Oh man, it's like a bucket inside of there. And he put his feet in like an ice bucket, help keep himself cool, and then finally he just stopped cutting until he got his air conditioning fixed. It was like, yep, that would be pretty miserable. Oh, so the bales for this, just kind of whatever rancher, because it'll all be for cows mostly. I don't know if horses eat triticale, but yeah, it's every time. Well, last time we had them sold, it's actually, well, one of my buddies that ended up buying it. Yeah, for feeding his cows and stuff. So, yeah, just all goes into cow feed. Oh yeah, I say yeah. That's the one thing. If it's not super dusty, it's kind of nice. You get all the fresh air in there and stuff. And if it's not super hot, it's our little John Deere tractor for yard work type stuff. Little, what is it, 49 horsepower, whatever. So yeah, we got like a little kind of sunroof type thing on it. That way the sun's not beating down on you. Yeah, it's nice, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing big fields farm work with it. Oh, Panda timed out again. Messed up. Sorry about that. I lost you guys again. Nope, and it's the wrong way right now, too. That's not nice. See if we can fix that at the end here. Yep, forgot to touch the screen. My 10-minute timeout. I'll see if we get this fixed here quick. Oh, there we go. I think it fixed it. Hopefully. Get another sip of Red Bull while I'm down here. Should be good again now. Oh, so it's not like actual alfalfa you guys do? Yeah, it's kind of a problem with leasing stuff. Sort of depends on what the landowner wants to do. Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. Yeah, we've done alfalfa on this, and then triticale. Um, Before I was working here too, they tried. I forget what it's called. It's got like a purple flower to it though. It's really pretty. Gosh, I can't. Sandfloin maybe something like that. I don't know if it's sandfloin or something else. Another different kind of grass crop they tried one year. That stuff was kind of bad though, because like chemical wouldn't kill it. So when they were done with it, they couldn't like get it killed. So that's like even 5 years after they had it on the field, it was still popping up every once in a while. Kind of made a mess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not sure if I should be doing the whole thing or not here. It's not too terribly bad to turn around right there. It's kind of interesting trying to figure out where I should be and shouldn't be sawing here. Yeah, I know a lot of the Cowboys this year, they're trying to kind of find any grass they could. So I figured we'd swath all of this stuff down. But yeah, there's definitely a hay shortage in Montana for sure this year. So yeah, the drought really did a number on all the pastures, and then having drought last year too made it even worse because we didn't have a ton of snow throughout the winter either. So a lot of the pastures did not have much grass on them. So a couple guys had to sell some cows around here just because they had too many cows and not enough food to feed them. So yeah, not fun for those guys either. All your guys' contracts is no tillage. Oh yeah, yeah. I know some guys that kind of have to deal with wildlife type land like that. You got to leave enough for all the critters and everything, and yeah, can't disturb the soil. Yeah, that would make it very kind of tough trying to do stuff. Do you guys sell the hay then, or do you keep it for anything? You guys have any animals or anything like that? So, yeah, we have 2 steers at the moment. We'll usually have 4 steers. And we just keep them for feeding out. That way we can have beef. But other than that, yeah, we don't have a ton of cows or anything, and I'm okay with that because I am not much of a rancher. Definitely more of a tractor jockey than a horse jockey. Oh, the mole hills. We don't have many moles up in Montana here. Oh, so yeah, you guys do have a couple critters running around there. Cows, couple sheep, goats, and a horse. Dang, yeah, so yeah, you guys kind of got a little bit of everything. Yeah, I just got the 4 steers and a whole lot of cats at the moment. Oh, it's pretty fun actually. One of my buddies has 2 goats. We were talking about that during the live stream. And yeah, he got them as a wedding gift. So now he's got 2 pet goats. We go over there sometimes and have some beverages out on the porch, and the goats will be running around trying to eat the paint off the side of the house and stuff here, just like crazy goats. Try to eat everything too. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Funny little animals. Goats. Yeah, that's the thing. On the farm, you kind of end up with cats all over the place. And we actually lost a bunch. Actually, we lost all of our cats. So we got a couple of them last year. Now we got a bunch of baby kittens running around in step 2. So I think we have like 9 cats right now. So hopefully keeps all our mice down. So we were having some mice issues before that. So figured it was time to get a bunch of cats. Holy cow. That is a ton of cats. 25? Jeez. Yeah, that's a... You guys shouldn't have any mice problems, though. That's kind of nice. A lot of cats, though. All right. So I'm kind of enjoying these passes. They're working out just perfectly at the moment here. It's like I was saying earlier. I don't know if either of you guys were in here. I'm pretty sure Mackenzo was. It's like, yeah, this is about the pure bliss for a farmer right here. You're going to do that last pass, and it's just about perfect. Fits in the header just nicely. Oh. So actually, I'm getting a phone call from the boss man, so we're going to have to end the stream here. Thanks a bunch for watching, though, guys. It was tons of fun hanging out with you guys, and I have to check out your guys' stuff. I've been checking out Kegarino's, but I'll have to check out Macdon's stuff a little more here, too, now. So thanks a bunch for watching, guys. I'll see you later.